Hello, this is FG back with you for Anbennar. Today we are picking up with the Red Scale campaign. I went ahead and played ahead just a little bit because I wasn't doing much besides colonizing a couple of provinces. And one thing that I did want to check was what it would look like if I formed Vrezdan. I don't even know what their flag looks like or anything like that, so do that, and then that should be enough. Nope. Here's my nation. That, and then we go farm Vrezdan. Yes, please. Alright, what do we look like? Alright, we actually have a really nice color. We stay as monstrous. Could form Daliari Nation. It's a harsh land. Alright. And we do actually get Vrezdani Kobold culture, which is interesting, but it looks like this is like a fail nation, I guess is what it sounds like. Because you get conquered over here and you just peace out to Dalier. Alright. Frenzan. And then we can hit Unify the Kobold People. Yes, please. Alright. So we can do that. That. And then this. Gold flows through the caverns like an underground river, with each passageway acting as one of its tributaries. Orders precede the gold, laying the path and directing its travel. Meanwhile, dragon priests and artificers order the creation of 1,000 fungal farms, each attempting to prove themselves the greatest stewards of the nation. Experiments procure the best spores and funnel them to the tunnels where priests teach the masses while they survey the soil. The motive is the same, to prove that they, not the other, can feed the masses of Kobildzan. As tribal barriers merge into coalitions of priests and inventors, each organism of the state creates their own plan for wealth. None, though, can command that wealth alone. The familial Trivuok are the custodians of caverns, and all governance must eventually flow through their leaders. Contracts are formed between Trivu and faction, solidifying and legitimacy of each as the nation becomes one. Industrial policy is determined by compromise and incentive, and the networks of Kobildzan begin to take form. Alright, so we get a shit of claims absolutely everywhere. Eventually, yes, they can be a crown colony. Okay, we're gonna start colonizing these because those have best trade goods. Ooh, Boak's looking pretty good. Quinne's looking really good. Right. That was actually a really good admiral that died. We will explore the Ruined Sea coast. Alright. This is all great. Heirs of Dragonkind. Alright. I'm just going to use the religious interaction to do that. Additionally, for Gled, we can build a bit of a larger army. And I want more cannons. I need more galleys as well. Yeah, add more to the tariffs. Tariffs are free money. Yeah. I can coexist with the humans. I do not mind one single bit. Monstrous level is actually looking pretty good. Engineer kobold traps. You know what? We will build another one over here. Maybe... I don't want to build any new forts right now, so... Can't do that for another 2 years. We'll do this one. I also have converted a whole bunch of provinces over to the correct dragon-worshipping religion. Modify subject relationship. Okay, we don't have the money for that. Never mind. But they are lovely colonizing the exact province I need them to. You get another cannon. Alright. Eventually I'd also like a fort up there, but for right now... These 3 forts are going to be the main ones we use. I'm gonna grab another ship. And it's gonna finally be time for me to go outwards. And what I want is gonna be... pledge... Which one has the... what's it called? Discipline... Yeah, we're gonna take the blue dragon. And... the war goes well enough. What's our biggest city? 24? Right here. Yeah. Suppose we can... develop it a little bit. And I realize that that makes conversion harder, but I just would like to have a big city. And I can go ahead and throw down a defensive edict right there to make that province nearly impossible to siege. Well, not nearly impossible, but they would really prefer not to siege it. They also take a horrific amount of attrition, because I also went ahead and grabbed ambush tactics. The Child Prodigy. That's gonna hurt. Alright. You know what, Ibivar? You can come siege down my provinces. Show military shock damage received. How long does this last? 10 years. Yep. Ooh, that makes me feel good. Will this get us over the edge? Yes. Ooh, that's gonna be real bad for Ibivar. And with this combat war. We're gonna have to take the extra shock damage. Alright. Hey, Laurent. How you feeling, you piece of shit? I hope that made you feel bad. You wine-drinking devils. Alright. And these boys can come back this way. Excellent. Gold. Delicious, delicious gold. Also gonna just like mark these provinces as being of interest, so maybe my colony will target those. Yeah, we'll take discipline instead. Oh wait, they are taking that way too fast. Alright. I need to go back one more month, or one more year. Yeah, we can get rid of him and go with Discipline Advisor. I need the shock. Can I potentially expand this while we are at war? No. Or not while they're sieging it, I guess. Makes sense, I guess. And then we want to Dragon Coast. Give that a big ol' Kobold trap complex. Alright, I am going to pause the recording real quick and come back. I am back. Okay, so Ibavar has manpower left for some godforsaken reason. Oh. I don't feel like re-rolling for that right now. Yes. Alright, good. Are we going to win this battle? No, probably not. Does it matter? Yeah. Okay, we will definitely reroll for that, though. Okay, and we can send one right that way. Yeah, we'll join the trade. All right. Take that Admiral since he's significantly better. Okay, we are out of manpower. Main problem is our rent. Do they have manpower left? No. But their allies do. Keep demonsterizing. No, we don't want that. Take Scythe. Axe it. And then Combat Ward. can't take that loss either. Shit. Yep, problem with kobolds is the morale. These guys up. And I'll take admin tech. Alright, so for Selimdor, they're willing to just peace out for nothing. Okay, Wex decided to piss off of my fort. I'm willing to take a white piece, guys. I'll do protected journey. Okay, that is gold, which is correct. And we also want to grab all of the provinces in this area, so we can have tons of gold. Welcome to the faith. Alright. So that's costly, but we did win. BPAC. Get out of the war. What about casualties? Wex has not quite lost the amount of men. Yeah, I'll take army. Part of the problem is our terrible, terrible tip setup. Our terrible units. They're not... We have not upgraded since... It's 1502. We're gonna have to go fight Wex, aren't we? Well, we can let them take a shit ton of casualties first before we do anything. Shock damage, yep. Let them peace out. Alright, Rubyhold and Vertesk might be willing to peace out soon. Want to let me retreat? Okay. Daily combat ability, goods produced, stealth cost. On a 7%? No, screw that. If I don't get good dice rolls, the AI doesn't get good dice rolls either. Pretty simple. Yeah. Pet can get out. Alright, we're losing that battle was pretty rough. Doesn't really matter too much because we forced them to get off the fort, which means the siege progress resets and they're back to 49%. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we can slacken recruitment for a little while. Ibivar is willing to get out. Peace. Alright, for Tesk wants out. Lex does not want out. And we come right here, Combat Warlord. Alright. Have fun sieging down my provinces, you bastards. Oh. Okay, so Lex is willing to get out. Rubyhold is willing to get out. The hell? Military, army... How are they not bankrupt? Okay, that's 5 shock general. Is that basically all just mercenaries? Yep. Oh god, what does their economy look like? Okay. Hmm. Can I do anything? Alright, so we want the pike runners. Can we get someone who is better? Guess we're just gonna have to pray that they do not take the fort. Okay, what if I don't take any of that? I just demand money. Alright, that could have gone a lot better. No, at least we don't have loans anymore. The 3 hatchlings, 1 red, 1 blue, 1 green, are led through the horde, each grasping at a hand, or for a third, the tail of their guardian. Together they gawk at everything collected, the gold and gems reaching for the ceiling in a collage of rainbow hues, the countless artifacts lining the walls, from Nimscott inventions to Lincori crowns to Goetti banners, the constant curators running around, ensuring the entire horde is bountiful and well-organized. They witness Kobildzan's ever-growing wealth in all of its glory. When they reach the library, they realize they have never seen this much paper before. They may be too young to read, and truly, despite the Viraxia's best efforts, almost no one Kobildzan is literate, but the library is lined with classrooms, and each features a dragon priest reading from one of their favorite tomes. The hatchlings are treated to the triumphs of the red scales, the piety of the blue scales, and the explorers of the green scales. Each story tells them more about their history, and of the great things kobolds can achieve. Where are you colonizing now? Are you colonizing anywhere? Should be. To become dragons. A chromatic rainbow of banners hangs above the horde. Each Viraxia is represented, and not only with their colors. The Treevuok, who led the green scales, the blue scales, and the red scales, are all present here, sitting alongside the Queen Regent who unites them. As icons of the dragon look down upon them, they pray in unison. They hum, chant, roar, led by the dragon priests who dance and sing in circles around their leaders. The priests glide between one another, blue mixing with red, then mixing with green, then back to blue. The leaders of the Treevuok are periodically called into the dance, and only to later return for their seats for further negotiations. In jubilance, the kobolds are unified. Though dragon priests have united these tribes in a singular faith, though they have helped build the horde to unbelievable heights, they are not at the center of this conference. When not singing or dancing, the leaders of the Treevuok discuss blueprints, they organize supply lines, and they imagine the possibilities. Plans are drawn to find the unnoble dragons to the west and to emulate Tachyon and his inventiveness. Gnomish designs have been reverse engineered, sorcerers have become enchanters, and the leaders of the new nation have dedicated themselves to creation. Here in the horde where Kobildzan was born, its people ceased begging for the dragons to come find them. Instead, they concluded that they will search the world to find their gods. It is concluded that they will fight the enemies of dragonkind, no matter how powerful they might be. It is concluded that they will work as one, shedding their pride in return for iridescent unity. And it is concluded that they will change themselves, bone by bone, scale by scale. With the power of artificery, they will become dragons, both metaphorically and physically. Alright, so we get technocracy. And we get our Queen or Regent. Yes. It's a temple or a courthouse. Alright, what do we need? Anbennar has a temple or a courthouse. I suppose we can get rid of this for right now. Build that. Build that. Yes, the Brillites. God, these guys suck. Alright, meritocratic rule. Council of Technocrats. And we can go ahead and throw down one right there. One here. One here. Here. Obviously gotta put one with the with the gnomes. Sorry, we're not. We're kobolds. That one has one. And I suppose I'll let the game figure everything else out. Fund the artificers. No. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Republican tradition seems pretty good. Yeah, Artificer Exo Arms. Right, so we need 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Alright, that's fine. And then here. Right there. Okay, production efficiency. What is my production efficiency like? PPP, production efficiency. Okay, we gotta get the Technomancers out of power. Which means these guys... Alright, so we should get that fairly quickly. Still learning. Prevention. Spell in a box. Terrible. Vorpal bullets. Not bad. And we get... some very fun inventions. This one needs to go right there. Alright, since... I'm not able to do... any, what's it called? Do our mission right now. I guess we can throw the humans a bone. And give them a little bit. Okay, and... building... Gotta take our edicts off. Except for that one, we need that one. What else do we need? Go there, Savemel. Innovativeness, Portnam. Gotta get that done. We would really, really like have that money from the gold province. That helps. Alright. Those now have the correct one. Right. Yes. Alright, all you guys can go just do nothing. And these guys get moved here. So we can make sure we control our lovely island, because that is one of our best provinces. And then we want to go ahead and mothball all of our forts. Alright, what are we looking at? Still not enough money. Okay, and we lastly need to drop that. And spend the admin to go ahead and get interest down. Okay, so... Alright. Getting a little bit better. Ooh, more gold. Excellent. So much gold. Truce with BPEC is up. I hate both of you so very much. These guys need to explore. Western Broken Sea. Truce with Ibavar has ended. That is great. Alright, it's probably more important to get men in the army than build the traps. Alright, that can come off, which is going to give me extra money. This can come off, so I'm not losing money from that province. That can stay on. Yes, give me the docile populace. Let me turn that back down. Okay. What if I just improved with spooky countries? Timber surplus. The Trappist. Alright. Alright, how much extra money will this make us? 7.58. 8.63, good. And we can build another one of those. Okay. Who do we want in control? Mechanists. Okay, we've converted everyone over to our religion. We should be nice and stable. Artificer Exo Arms, great. Alright. Yeah, I suppose we can keep doing this. Can I do this? Yes. Where are my ships? One goes there. There. Protocols of Conquest. Yeah. These guys can go over to the former capital and get mothballed. And here, that and that. Oop. Wrong one. Farms, not fish. Virtanen don't want to believe that the waters were empty. For generations, Kobold had fished all throughout the southern Dragon Coast. No matter how many Nimscod patrols came out, they could never get everyone, and could never get all the fish for themselves. Little Kobold rowboats and fishing lines had provided sustenance for countless generations, and Virtanen expected to do the same thing his ancestors had always done. Since the coast was unified, however, things had changed. Bigger boats caught more at once. More kobolds than ever were out on the seas. Meanwhile, the gnomes were still fishing too. Soon enough, there was barely any fish to go around. Soon enough, Virtanen was going hungry. Saxa and Koboldazek, though, had sent out aid. The kobold fishing vessels they had so recently helped fund were being docked permanently. In their place, artificers were handing out spores everywhere they went. These new spores was assured could grow even in sunlight. They could use the fertile lands of the Dragon Downs and grow food like never before. Virtanen didn't like the change of pace, but he did like having food. A sedentary life was worth it not to starve. Alright. So that gives these two the enhanced fungi farms. Does make all those a little bit better provinces. Orlin, cloth. Where can we get cloth? Ooh. Not many places, actually. Oh, we have dye provinces. I didn't realize that. I'm gonna need to get something else. Yeah, Dragon Horde. And then here... Okay. And we'll go ahead and take these. Alright, colonization is going very well. We have tons of gold, which is wonderful. And then we can go engineer kobold traps. Alright, what is my monstrous nation? Call the Dragon. Trap Master 2. Alright, great. Yeah, we probably... Oh, I forgot to research an invention. Yeah, do that. We also probably should hand out some stuff here. Shamans. Establish missions in new lands. Or expedition right. Colony cost. That's pretty good. And then we can do commercial advisory board. Gomo client network, solid. Grand exhibition is just good. The Mage Bane project gives extra loyalty, which is good. Get that out. Religious ministers. Clerical diplomats, not that great. Aristocratic counselors, right of council. Alright, that should allow me to seize land whenever I so desire. Alright, we're doing good with money. We can start building all of our buildings to try and make our nation more prosperous. Explore, Broken Sea Coast. Alright. Conquistador, Colonial Range, New World Missions. Oh well. We actually have a pretty decent looking winter court, which is always wonderful. Do we have anything else fun we can give to the artificers? No, not at the moment. However, we can build a few more ships, which would be very nice. Yeah, freaking elections, sure. Explore the West Alantiri coast. Then I want to grab some provinces over here so I can start making my way down south. Speaking of which, I would actually like to build... We gotta show the dragon over there our best face. I want to build 5 units. I think sounds good. Build more ships. You have no idea how much I hate you, Laurent. Fucking assholes. At this point, I just want to kill Selendor as punishment for being jerks. Has a level 4 for... What is this? Also level 4. Alright. I should probably upgrade that one. Yep. With that. And then for inventions... Let's see how bad the damage is when I fight this. Sweet mother of God. Alright, Alright, I got a 3 shock general, which is probably the best I got. Alright. Sure. Guess I'll roll him as a general too, but he doesn't turn out to be worth anything. 38,000. Some extra discipline. Right, what are the casualties like? Bad. I mean, that doesn't, like, fix the problem for them. Alright. That one. Alright, thank God. He is not terrible. Kind of need a morale guy. Morale, yes, morale, hurrah! Okay, what's our morale look like now? .65, which is much better than it was. It's not good. Yeah, Wix did not like that one bit. Alright. Just a few more ticks. And get them down to 30,000. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Because that's their actual army, so they do not have unlimited manpower to reinforce that one. Is the issue for them. that one, wrong one. And get them down to perhaps 28,000. I might be able to win the battle. Not having our abjuration magic is definitely hurting. Right, let's send one right there. Make a second kobold home. All right. Yep. Alright, so I need people to contribute to my horde. And then I want to go ahead and scorch that province. Alright, so far they have lost 140,000 men. They are out of manpower. They are out of manpower. Selimdor is also going to be nearly out of manpower because they don't have manpower to start with because they're elves. Alright. Yeah. This will be my last straw with Selimdor. Taking their capital. Yeah, set the penal colony up, give them everything they need. Why am I getting so many bad money events? I'm not made of money. Hey, Wex. They are running out of manpower rapidly. I need to build more galleys, which is fun. Alright. Hey, thank you, Babek. Wait, shit, fuck, god damn it. Forgot about that. Losing 1,000 men each month. The dwarves are losing 1,000 men each month. Neither of those two nations have the manpower to lose that many every single month. Very attached to these forts. I am a save scumming degenerate. Yeah, that doesn't help us much. And because the AI doesn't realize just how bad my siege ability is, or not my siege ability, but my fort defense is. Wait, why did my... I don't know why I put my fort or ships into dock, because otherwise I would have won that battle and stack wiped Selimdor, and it would have been a happy, nice time. Wise choice to flee from the battle. Stack wiped, idiot. Alright. These guys can go explore. Let's sail into your coast. Damn. Already colonizing. Yeah, we'll take that so we can have more money. With which to fight these godforsaken heathens. Centipedal chests! Hurrah! Alright, yep. We want more Republican tradition, because we're always going to want more Republican tradition. My cat is looking at me as I talk to the screen. It's very cute. Lex out of the war. Hey, more Republican tradition. We are doing excellent. At this point, I am definitely going to take... Fortnam is the one I need. Deepak can get the fuck out of my fuck out of this war. And the Technomancers have taken over, which sucks, because they give me less money. Is anyone else willing to take a bow? It's gonna be the last one we take. I do need Portnam. This. We are now all ahead of time on tech. And then keep sieging that. Right. Them out of the war. And with Portnam... yeah. hate rent so much. The road continues. Alright. Alright, Portnam. Not willing to do that. Please, for the love of God, just give up. Alright, who took over? Oh, Zealot. We need... Alright, so, Portnam. I want that, and I want you to get rid of that. So I hate you. And war rent can give me war reps, and... money to pay for all of their horrific misdeeds against my people. Monstrous diplomacy. Okay, we're doing great. And with this money, I am going to praise the dragons, and alright. I'm going to do this mission. Alright, it's pretty good. Manifest shipments to the Horde in Saxon Kobildzan. Trade Wings, Trevu, Spring Glade, 1517. 32 tons of gold sourced from the mint in Iparantu, 2 tons rose metal sourced from Rubyhold, half a ton iron sword sourced from battlefields in the Westmoors, blueprints for the latest edition of the Spark Drive sourced from the Flame Delve Trevu in Renovarki, mural from the Ice Sleepers sourced from Bent Waters in Malahia, a single flower made of gold which unfurls itself every morning and curls back at night, sourced from a relic dig in Airdan. Note, shipments are increasing every year, can barely keep up with the demand. The altars they're making are unparalleled. It's barely even about the gold anymore. Glory to the Horde. Alright. So that gives us... extra stuff. Gives gold here, which means I can improve that for extra money. This can come off. Nimrit the Horde Builder. Domestic trade power. And then we'll do this. Honor Nimrit. Alright. I'm gonna do offensive No, I don't want offensive. I'll take plutocratic ideas. And these guys can go explore the Water-Torn Sea when they are all nice and rested up. How much manpower? Okay. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna end this episode here, because I do not want to fight another war, and it is very late at night, but needless to say, this war, I do want to punish Gwed very harshly for their misdeeds. So, probably something like that. Although I do need the cloth, don't I? So maybe I'd nix that, instead go into the small country. Yeah, that's an idea. Anyways, I'm going to end this episode here. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day.